Neighbours legend Paul Robinson, Stephen Dennis, is accused of cheating next week, as troubled teen Nell Rebecca, Aisha Salem Towner, exacts a vicious plot against him. She's determined to break his relationship with her stepmom Therese Willis, Rebecca Almaloglu, unaware of the real reason behind his clandestine conversations with Lassiter's housekeeper Katrina Marshall, Farrah Mack. There's a party on Ramsay Street which is soon gate-crashed by a furious Remy and Cara Varga Murphy, Naomi Rukavina, and Sarah West when they return from New York. Remy is mortified to see her half-brother Tay Obasi, Lakota Johnson, is the host, and demands to know why he's invaded her home. With the women back in Erinsborough, we finally discover whether Cara confronted her estranged pregnant half-sister Chelsea, Viva Bianca, at the airport, and what trouble that could spark for Paul. Elsewhere, Jane Harris, Annie Jones, is torn by her feelings for toy boy Clint Hendry, Jason Welder, and Holly Hoyland. Lucinda Armstrong Hall forces herself to keep distance from Max Ramsay, Ben Jackson. Plus, there's a new arrival in the form of Krista Sinclair's Magella Davis, half-sister Fallon Morell, Kate Connick. But what does she know about that kiss with Seb Metcalf, Ramian Newton, and how will the siblings react to being reunited? Luckily for you, I've been finding out tons of hot gossip from the residents of Irene Rising. For next week's Neighbors spoilers, I'm your man. Monday, February 3. Krista is floored by Seb's kiss and his declaration of love, and the fact he's so adamant the feelings are reciprocated. She sets the record straight, telling her that her adoration for him is in a purely platonic way, and realizes that Leo, Tim Cano, has been right about him all along. It's time he goes back to Sydney. Little do they realize, the smooch was witnessed by Krista's half-sister Fallon, who was previously in a relationship with Seb and even popped the question he immediately ghosted her. But now that Krista has rejected him, he tells Fallon the truth. He loved the wrong woman. Elsewhere, Nicolette, Hannah Monson, admits to Aaron, Matt Wilson, and Byron, Xavier Molyneux, that she could have stopped Yaz at the airport, but caved and urged her to leave. The boys are horrified, but Leo steps in and asks them to cut her some slack. When Holly finds out, she's less forgiving. Her hurt is only intensified when she realizes that she can't pursue a relationship with Max. Despite Byron and Sadie's, Emerald Chan, insistence that he's a good guy and not a dangerous baddie like her previous loves, she's well aware of the big secret that forced him to flee to Erinsborough. Wanting to finally have some safety and stability in her life, she'd is forced to reject him. Whilst he understands, he's secretly devastated. Tuesday, February 4. Whilst trying to process Seb's declaration of love for Krista, Fallon befriends Tay and shares her disappointment about seeing her sister block lips with the man she once loved. She soon overhears her sister hiding the kiss from Leo and wonders whether she's the bad party. Holly decides to pick herself up and considers applying for the managerial role at Lassiter's Piano Bar, with Byron noticing that she's determined to stay away from the share house in Power Road for fear of seeing Max. She just can't bring herself to enter another relationship right now. On Ramsay Street, J.J. Riley Bryant tries to prove his responsibility and promises Andrew Lloyd Will that he'll clean up the mess that Tate has made in the house. Meanwhile, Dex, Marley Williams, warns his uncle that he should watch who he talks to after spotting him with Max. Tay suggests that he holds a small gathering at 9:30, but it soon turns into a fully blown party which horrifies JJ as he tries to kick everyone out to little success. Dex is intoxicated and Tay decides it's time to skinny dip in the pool, just as Remy and Cara return from New York. Wednesday, February 5. The Varga Murphys are in disbelief that Tay has been staying at their house for days, hosted a party, and got their youngest son drunk. Remy attempts to get to the bottom of his arrival, but he instantly turns the table by suggesting he knows she begrudges him because they have different mothers. She's thrown by his take on the situation and invites him to stay longer so that they can get to know one another better. Elsewhere, Nell plays nice with Paul whilst keeping her true feelings closely guarded. Soon, she catches him in a compromising moment with Katrina and is determined to gather evidence of his betrayal so that she can report back to Therese. She secretly records a damning conversation between the two and then takes it to her stepmom as proof of an affair at No. 24. Jane is out of sorts after learning Clint will have to clean the school during the day. She's struggling to hide her affection for him, but tells Aaron she wants to keep their working relationship professional. It's not long before he spots her ogling at him, and it's clear that she's as much into him as he is of her. Thursday, February 6. Tay and Remy make amends as they head into the city to watch a seminar, and they clearly enjoy one another's company. However, upon returning home, he crashes back down to reality when she reveals that the house should stay alcohol-free for the remainder of his stay. An altercation soon breaks out, and it seems that the siblings are back to square one. Meanwhile, Kara is harboring a huge secret. Nicolette clocks dodgy meetings between her and Paul, and later overhears a conversation. Kara has seen Chelsea. Desperate to open up to someone, she confesses that they'd bumped into one another at the airport and Chelsea was in desperate need of help. But in the madness of the moment, she rejected her. Weeks on, she's full of regret knowing that her sister is alone with a newborn baby. Nick remains supportive and vows to keep the secret and to help trace Chelsea's whereabouts. Elsewhere, Therese is in disbelief over Nell's accusations of an affair between Paul and Katrina and keeps a cool head as she asks him for his side of the story. Feeling vulnerable, he explains that he was seeking ways to continue charitable work in late son David's name, and that he hadn't told her what he was doing because he was fearful of confessing to his emotion. Therese brings Nell up to speed, but she refuses to accept that Paul is a changed man, and it won't be long before he hurts her again. Deciding that enough is enough, Therese tells the teen that while she appreciates her protectiveness, she must end her tirade and interfering. Follow Metro Soaps on WhatsApp and get all the latest spoilers first. Want to be the first to hear shocking EastEnders spoilers? Who's leaving Coronation Street? The latest gossip from Emmerdale? Join 10,000 Soaps fans on Metro's WhatsApp Soaps community and get access to spoiler galleries, must-watch videos, and exclusive interviews. Simply click on this link, select Join Chat, and you're in. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you can see when we just drop the latest spoilers. Paul decides they all need some space to get used to the new setup and organizes a trip to New York to visit his children. At Erin Rising, Jane is in denial about her attraction for Clint, even though Vera, Sally Ann Upton, and Gino, Shane McNamara, are loving having a hunky new cleaner about the retirement complex. Clint can't stop finding about her and purposely finds ways to spend time with her, and before long they can't resist each other. At the end of his shift, they'd rush off to an empty Irene apartment.